Hi, I'm Luke. I'm a technical SEO executive from Salient Search Marketing, and in this video I'm going to talk a little bit about infinite scroll, look at it basically from an SEO perspective. Now, infinite scroll is something I'm sure you've all come across. I personally really like it from like a UX perspective. However, there are some SEO issues with it, so let's just have a little look at an infinite scroll example. So this is an example that was created by Google search advocate John Mueller, and it basically just shows best practices in action pretty much. I'll link to this in the video description so you can have a look at it yourselves in more detail. But as I'm sure you're aware, infinite scroll where as sort of you scroll the page, more items, more elements are added to the page. So if you've got an e-commerce website, more products are added. If you've got, you know, a news website, and maybe more links to news articles. In this case, this is quite an old example, but it's still, I think, very relevant and still displays best practice. In this case, we're looking at Last.fm, get hype track links to those tracks in that playlist. I don't know if Last.fm's still around, but there we are. So infinite scroll is like, it works totally differently to how pagination would work. Pagination would be, you know, links at the bottom of the page. We actually have sort of an example of here. So John Mueller's combined infinite scroll and pagination. So this is sort of your common pagination example, as you can see in the bottom of the screen where my mouse is hovered over, and you'd link from, you know, page to page. Each page would have its own URL. This is infinite scroll is totally different. So infinite scroll is like one page basically, and that's how it works. And this page is updated dynamically when you scroll down. So when we're scrolling down this page, an event is triggered, and the event would be scrolling, or ideally we'd want to use another type of event as well so Googlebot can understand sequences. But when we scroll down, more content is being added to this page, and we can see it here. So I'm going in Devs Tools, and we just see the elements being added to this page dynamically. You can see here, so we're on page 6, and if we keep scrolling, we'll get page 7 loading, page 8, and so on. That's basically how infinite scroll sort of works. Now, the issue with that from an SEO perspective is Googlebot, Bingbot, they don't scroll. Where web crawlers, they wouldn't scroll the page. Combat this somewhat, they would have like a longer viewport, so their sort of viewport would be a lot longer than what you or I would have on like a normal laptop. However, it doesn't really like trigger the scrolling. If you've got a really long page, there's still going to be sort of links missed. So the ways we combat that is by ensuring that we're splitting out pages. We're splitting out part of the page onto your own URL. So we can see here page 6, if you look at the address bar, it's got its own URL. If we keep scrolling, this is updating. And this is where it works by using the history API. Using push and replace state. It's quite techy, but basically all that does is it makes this URL update when we scroll forward and backwards on an infinite scroll page. We can see a sort of live example of infinite scroll here. So we've got like, this is justmylook.com. I'm looking at trending TikTok beauty products. So I'm on page 2 here, and they've also got a page 2 equals 5. So basically they've fragmented the page incorrectly. So we can see sort of this. So we go on page 2, we can see the Redken product here. If we scroll up a little bit, we can see that there as well. So this is sort of incorrect because we've got these sort of pages fragmented. There's too many URLs going on. There's a lot of crossover. You're going to get duplication. So you'd want to sort of make sure you are having different URLs, and there's a cut-off point for each basically. But that's basically it for infinite scroll. There's obviously a lot more to learn about this. That's a quick overview of it, and hopefully that helps you understand it a little bit more.